Okay, chapter 7-4, properties of logarithms. Now, we have 3 different properties of logarithms that you have to remember. Now, what this says is for any positive m and n, meaning the values m and n are the big numbers, and a base b that's greater than 1, the following apply. Log base b of m times n. In log world, when you are multiplying, you are automatically separating them and writing them as addition. So in log world, multiplication means addition. In log world, multiplication means addition. Thank you very much. Now, what is the opposite of multiplication? What is the opposite of multiplication? Division, right? So if multiplication is addition in log world, what would division be? Subtraction. Do we understand that? Very good job. So, multiplication, addition, division, subtraction. Do we all understand that? Now, if I have an exponent, meaning a power, in log world, it is not a power, but it is multiplication in front of it. Do we understand that? So the power moves in front and becomes attached to it by multiplication. Did we all just hear what I just said? Today what we're doing is we're going to be taking something that is really, really big and making it come down to a nice little neat package called condensing. Or we're going to take something really, really small. We're going to stretch it out, make it really, really long and big, and that's called expanding. So we're condensing and expanding using these 3 properties. So again, if I have multiplication, what am I doing in log world? Adding. If I have division, what am I doing in log world? Subtracting. If I have an exponent or a power in log world, where does that go? In front by multiplication. Do we understand that? Those are the 3 rules that you have to use and apply the entire time. Okay? Now, what is each expression written as a single logarithm? See, currently, we have something that's really long. What I want to do is bring it down to one small little package, which means I'm condensing. So, what do you notice here? What operation? What operation is that? So in log world, subtraction represents what? Division. So that means that these 2 lovely little logs are going to be attached by division. So I actually have log base 4, 32 divided by 2. What is 32 divided by 2? It is 16.
How did you get 32?
Because it's subtraction.
Okay, but why are you putting the 2 on?
Because they have exactly the same bases. That's exactly the property that I was talking about right here. We're just applying the property. They are subtracted, so therefore I can write them as division.
42.
No, that's what that was. See how it's log base 4 of 2? I can take the 32 and divide it by 2. So what's 32 divided by 2? 16. Now my question to you is can I solve this? I can write it as an exponential, can't I? So I can put that x there and I can say, well, this is going to be 4 because that's my base. Raised to the x power is equal to 16. Can I write 16 to have a base of 4? 4 raised to an exponent? What is it? 4 squared is 16. Which would imply what? Since the bases are the same, what does that mean x has to be? 2. And doesn't that make sense that 4 squared is 16? So what we've done is we've taken that ugly long thing and we've gotten a value at the very end so we know what x represents. Let's go to the next one over here.
I don't understand this.
It's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to do nothing but examples the whole time. I'm going to do it off of your worksheet.
I don't get how you got 4x. What are you doing?
What we learned in section 7.1. Okay, how are these 2 attached? by addition, so in log world that is multiplication. So I have 6 times the log base 2 of x. Now, I have a problem. Why do I have a problem? What's that 6 doing? So before you do anything, what I want you guys to learn is that you have to go from left to right. Okay? I got a step ahead of you, and I didn't mean to on that. So you have to make sure that we're going from left to right. Do you see this number 6 here? That 6 is being multiplied by the log. So where is that 6 going to go? As a power. No, you're not.
Yeah, that's where you post these videos too, because I'm obviously not getting any new.
Yeah,
So now where does that 5 go? The 6 went on the x, so now the 5 needs to go on the y. Because those are powers. That is going to be the power property here. Okay? So now that I have my powers on there, now how are they attached? By addition, so that's going to be what? Multiplication. So I'm going to have log base 2 of x to the 6 times y to the 5th. Okay, so now that I have those all attached by multiplication, the powers are back on, I cannot do anything else with this, so this is going to be done. Okay? Let's do it again.
It looks like you're pulling fun stuff and putting it. Like, I don't understand where that's going.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear what you said, Rita.
I was going to see you.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Trying, but it takes learning what we did yesterday and the day before to try to help apply the rules.
I just need you to tell me like where you're putting the stuff. Like I don't understand. Like
This is a power, so it goes on as an exponent, which is why the 5 went on as the exponent.
how's that a power?
Because in log world, the n, which is an exponent, comes out as multiplication in log world. That's a property you have to learn, just like the formula for the area of a triangle. It's just something you have to do. Okay? So whenever I looked at this example, I saw that there were numbers in front of my logs. As soon as you see a number in front of your log, it becomes a power. Okay? So I put the powers back on my variables, and then I saw that they were attached by addition, and in log world, addition is multiplication. Now, this is off of your worksheet, which is I passed out a little bit before. I don't know what number it is. We're not going to worry about what number it is. Just do it on your notes paper. You're not going to have enough room to do it in your notebook on your worksheet anyway right now. So, now what do I want you to do? Do I have any powers on the outside of the logs? Are there any numbers in front of the logs?
Yes.
Is there any numbers in front of the logs?
Never mind.
Do we see that? There are no numbers in front of the log. So we're going to work from left to right. And now, the first property that we see is going to be minus. What does that mean in log world? Division. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this log base 4. I'm going to take the 60 and I'm going to divide it by 4. And I'm just going to bring down the other jump.
We have to get the other log power.
You do have to keep the other log 4 for the x, because we haven't touched that. What is 60 divided by 4? 15. So this is actually log base 4 of 15 plus log base 4 of x. Now, how are those two log base 4s attached? Addition. So what does that mean in log world? Multiplication. So now I can multiply the 15 and the x together. So log base 4 of 15 times x. And then this is done. I cannot do anything else with that. Pretty much. We have a couple wavy ones that throw in there, but nothing major. It's the same process over and over. Can I go on to the next one? Okay, same jump. Go. I have this long, ugly thing. So the first thing to look for are what in front of my logs? Numbers in front of your logs. Do I have any numbers in front of my logs?
Yeah.
Yes. So what do those become? they become powers. So I'm going to have log base 10 of r to the 1/2 plus log of s to the 1/3 minus log of t to the 1/4. Okay? So now what do? My numbers are back on, so what do? You focus and listen to me. You are wonderful. When you just decide to go your own route, it is the hardest, longest path in the world. So addition turns into multiplication. So I have log of r to the 1/2 times s to the 1/3 minus log of t to the 1/4. Now they're attached by what? Subtraction. And Jet, who wasn't here yesterday, has already caught on that this is going to be division. Log of r to the 1/2, s to the 1/3, all divided by t to the 1/4. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to erase that log. I'm going to write it a little bit bigger so that you see that that's one term there. And then this is your final answer. Yeah. Same stuff. Wait. Ready? Good? Okay. Now, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEMDAS. What's the P stand for? Parentheses. So whenever I have parentheses, do I do the power first or do I do the parentheses first? I'm going to do the parentheses first. So what is attached? The 1/3 is going to hang out. And this log base 2, these inside are attached by subtraction, which is division. So this is actually going to be log base 2 of x divided by y. Do we see that? Now, what happens to that 1/3? It goes back as power, which means, what can I do with that power? Can I put it to each one of them? Yes. Now, I would kind of accept it like this. The book kind of does get a little picky, and they put it to both of them. But I honestly would be fine with either one of those answers. They make sense to me both ways. Okay? Do we understand that? So what we've done is we have something that is expanded, clear out pretty big, and what are we doing? Condensing it down and making it small. Okay? Same exact thing. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I'm going to work what fraction? Left to right, we're looking for what first? Parentheses. Okay, so this log base 5 of y just hangs out. 4 hangs out. Inside the parentheses, what should be drawing your eye?
The 2.
The 2, because there's a number in front of that lovely little log of base 5. Do we see that? So what is that actually?
Wow.
It becomes an exponent, right? So I'm going to just drop down this log base 5 of r, and this is going to be log base 5 of t squared. Do we see that, yay or nay? Yay? And again, I'm doing your homework right now for those of you who are not writing it down.
It's hard to write in there.
Okay. Now, if I'm in the parentheses, what am I doing? How are they attached inside the parentheses? By addition, and in log world, that is. So log base 5 of y minus 4 times the log of 5 of r over t squared r t squared. Now what happens? The 4 is going to go as a power. What does the negative represent? The negative represents division, so we have to do the 4 first. So that 4 is going to come over here on each one of those. Do we see that? So I'm going to have log base 5 of y minus log base 5 of RT squared raised to the 4th power. Why is that? Because that 4 is attached by multiplication, and in the log world, multiplication means an exponent. Property. So now I'm going to put on the missing exponent here, and what am I going to do with the 1, the 2, and the 4? Multiply. That's a power to a power. So that's r to the 4th, t to the 8th. Now, from left to right, what do you notice? Subtraction. In log world, what is subtraction? Division. So this is log, and again, I'm going to write this big, of y divided by r to the 4th, t to the 8th. Do you see what I see? We good? Okay. Now, this time, we were given something that was really, really long, and which was expanded, and we brought it down to something condensed, right? Now they're giving us that something condensed, and what do they want us to do? Tear it apart and make it look really long and ugly and expanded. This is example. When you see the A's and the B's, they're as in textbook. Okay, so what do I see first? Division symbol. So if you see a division symbol, how are they attached? By subtraction. So the log of the numerator minus the log of the denominator. Do you see how I tore it apart according to numerator and denominator? Okay, now look at that 4x. How are they attached? Multiplication. In log world, what is multiplication? Addition. So this is actually going to become log 4 plus log x minus log y. Can I do anything else to that? Nope, it's done. Okay, this one over here, what do I do with that one? I'm sorry. It is log of base 9 of x to the 4th divided by 729. Log base 9 of x to the 4th divided by 729. I gotta take care of the division first, don't I? So this is going to be log base 9 of x to the 4th minus log base 9 of 729. That is for you. What? What, Alexis?
The 4 go in front of the log.
Why would the 4 go in front of that? Because the 4 is an exponent, and in log world, that means multiplication. Easy. Intelligence that spews out of you is just... Okay, now, can I write 729 as a power of... Can I write 729 as 9 to a power? In your calculators, 9 times 9 is 81. But what's 9 times 9 times 9?
729.
729, it is. So what you're telling me is I can actually rewrite this to be 9 cubed. You all see that? Yes, you have to do that, because the whole goal is to write this in its expanded form, but in its simplified expanded form. Okay? So now my question to you is what do I do with that power of 3?
Put it in front of the log.
Put it in front of the log of what? In front of the lovely little subtraction. So now my question to you is doesn't this look somewhat humorous to you? Because it does to me. If I have log base 4 of 4 is equal to x, how do I write that as an exponential? 4 to the x is equal to 4. What would that imply? That x is 1. So that means log base 4 of 4 is 1, which means log base 5 of 5 is 1, which means log base 9 of 9 is 1. So if I go back to this problem here, What does this junk right here turn into? Do we understand that that turns into 1? Yes? So this whole thing is going to be 4 log base 9 of x minus 3 times 1. What is 3 times 1?
3.
3. Now that is expanded and reduced. It is ridiculous, however, I like it. It's fun to me. I'm sorry.
It actually, you just never know when to stop with the problem. Like, you don't know.
It is tricky sometimes. You're right. The biggest thing you need to understand is if it's numbers, try to break it down to the same base. Okay? All right, these are 2 more examples out of your textbook, not on your paper. So when you look at this, what do you first notice? You see a fraction, which means a fraction is division, right? So in log world, that division is subtraction. And then I see 250, and I think that that's $1.25 times 2, isn't it? Right? So this is actually going to be log base 3 of 125 times 2. And is 37 is what type of a number? It's prime. So can I do anything with a prime number? No. So I know that the log base 3 of 37 is stuck. But this over here, I can still do jump to it, can't I? That 125 times 2, what can I do it? I can make this separated by lovely little addition because they're attached by multiplication, correct? And I heard somebody back there say something about 5. Who said that? Sarah? What did you say about 5? 5 to the 3rd power is 125. You're absolutely correct. Which means I can write this as log base 3 of 5 cubed plus log base 3 2 minus log base 3 of 37. Now what do you see? You see a power. It's an exponent. So where does it have to go? Out in front. And now it's done.
I think I've ever done that for the goals.
Well, sometimes, and I have 2 pre-cap students over there, they will vouch for this. Sometimes it's easier to look at a problem like this in log form to do a calculation than it is to do something like that. It just depends upon the problem. Now, obviously this you can plug in the calculator and get an answer out, but there are going to be other times whenever you need the expanded form. Like the last example, I prefer to have that expanded form than what's given. Keep typing, keep going.
I'm done.
Save. Okay.
4 to 5. Keep writing.
Keep writing. 4 to 5 pages, she's right.
Can't write no more.
Okay.
Let's go.
What do I do? Hold on, let me write this. How is the 9x to the 5th all attached? By multiplication, which means what? Log base 3 of 9 plus log base 3 of x to the 5th. An alarm should be sounding off in your head. Why?
Because of the power.
Because the power on the 5, before you even get to that, there should be alarms sounding off in your head. Look at that 9. What is the 9? 3 squared. So this is actually going to be log of 3 of 3 squared plus log 3 of x to the 5th. Then what can I do with my powers now? Put them out in front. So that's going to be 2 log base 3 of 3 plus 5 log base 3 of x. Anyone? Log base 3 of 3 is 1. Good job. Just so that you see, I'm going to box that in so that you understand that that's the part that's 1. And 2 times 1 is? 2. And it's done. Are we getting rid of it? Yeah? Okay. go, straight to your homework.
She's cheating. She's adding big spaces in her desk.
Then you better make it 5 pages.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna knock you out on this. There's no excuse.
I'm gonna check it anyway, you know I will.
You know you will.
Okay, here we go. I have no idea what number it is. It's on your worksheet. Okay, now here's what I want you to understand. When you have subtraction, it's the head of the body already. You cannot separate that. So pretend it's like in just an X, okay? If you have something that looks like that, 3x minus 2 hangs out together always. So in this case, what do? They're attached by multiplication. So what is that? Addition. So log of 7 plus log of 3x minus 2 squared. Now what? Squared goes out in front. So log of 7 plus 2 log of 3x minus 2. And you leave it alone because that's the head of the body of that 3x minus 2. Do you all understand that?
Why would the 3x minus 2?
Because it's already in log world as subtraction, but it's attached as a binomial. Since it's a binomial, leave it alone. Possibly. Sam, I bet you like that. Oh, okay. If I have the square root of x, that's the same thing as x to the 1/2. Do we all understand that? Okay? So do you see that square root over the entire thing? That means write it as a fractional exponent. So 2rst over 5w raised to the 1/2. Because now, where's that 1/2 going? It's going to go out front. So that's going to be 1/2, and then put a big bracket, log of 2rst over 5w. And the reason why you're going to have a big bracket is because what is inside? A fraction. And a fraction is division, right? Which means now I have to pull it apart by what operation? Subtraction. Which means that half has to go to both terms. Not just one term, but both terms. Yeah, you guys are going to hate me. Okay, but now what do you notice? The 2r, s, and t are all attached by multiplication, which means they're all going to be attached by addition. So this is going to be 1/2 log 2 plus log r plus log s plus log t minus the log of 5w. Now, what do you notice? The 5 and the w are attached by what? But here's the kicker. Check it out. They're being attached. They're attached to all that junk by what? Subtraction. They're attached by division in log world, right? Which means I can't lose that division symbol. So I just bring all this junk down. But now I'm going to add a parenthesis there. And the reason why I need that parenthesis is because I'm going to subtract off a quantity. Not just one, but 2 things. So they're attached by addition because they're multiplication there. And then it's done. Now, I would be thrilled if my pre-calcers got that. Because this is what I teach in pre-calc. A lot of this material is, but it's also Algebra 2 level. Now, with that said, this is what's acceptable to me. Your textbook, however, are you ready? You don't have to write this down.
Okay.
But are you ready? Yeah. They distribute this to make this 1/2 log of 2 plus 1/2 log of r plus 1/2 log of s plus 1/2 log of t minus 1/2 log of 5 minus 1/2 log of w. I think that's psychotic and nuts and crazy. Because what they want you to do is expand it 100% all of the way. They want you to know that you got to factor out the half because it goes to every single term. Then they want you to attach by addition. I understand, which is why, for me, I'm accepting the other one. Do we all understand that? Yeah.
The pretty one.
I know. This makes sense to me. Okay, last one I'm going to do for you. I don't know.
Is that pushing good?
I don't know. Okay, are we ready? Now, what do you notice immediately? It's going to be subtraction because it's division. So this is going to be log of 2x squared y minus log of 3k cubed. Now what? Split up the first one by. They're all attached by multiplication, which means it's addition. So log of 2 plus log of x squared plus log of y minus log of 3k cubed. Notice I didn't touch that one. Why did I touch the second term? Why does it need parentheses? You can't lose the division because there's more than one term there. So this is log base 2, or log of 2 plus log of x squared plus log of y minus parentheses log of 3 plus log of k cubed. Do you see how I have the parentheses there because I'm subtracting out not just one term now, but two terms? Yay, nay? Now I've gotten rid of every single subtraction and addition. Now what do I need to do? Yes, you can. Just try not to. So now I need to do the powers, correct?
Yeah.
So this is log base 2, or log of 2 plus 2 log of x plus log of y minus parentheses log of 3 plus 3 log of k. Did I have to do this way?
No,
It wasn't that bad, was it? It wasn't that bad, was it? Are we out of here in like 4 minutes?
Yeah.
You're not going to. Or are you going to go next period? You get permission, I'll let you take next period. Okay. All right, the worksheet is yours to finish. I've started you off on a great start, have I not? No, really?